From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo. The Canada Post strike is now into its 20th day, and the business community is feeling the heat. The Retail Council of Canada is ramping up pressure on the federal government to intervene to end the nationwide walkout. It says the strike is putting thousands of businesses and their employees in jeopardy, and at the busiest time of year for many. It says many are struggling to meet the needs of their customers and vendors. Federal mediation was put on pause last week. Canada Post said it presented a new framework for reaching agreements on Sunday to CUPW, which said it needs to see key issues addressed, including wages and plans for expanding postal services to weekends. Canada's Public Safety Minister is promising more details in the coming weeks on beefing up border security. Dominic LeBlanc told a Commons committee yesterday the plan being worked out will include more Mounties patrolling the border between ports of entry. He says the details will come before U.S. President-elect Donald Trump takes office January 20th. Home sales in the Greater Toronto Area jumped again last month on a year-over-year basis. The Toronto Regional Real Estate Board reports this morning nearly 5,900 homes were sold in November, up 40% compared to the same month last year, due to lower borrowing costs, making properties more affordable. The Calgary Flames beat the visiting Columbus Blue Jackets last night in an emotional game that opened with a tribute to former Flame and Blue Jacket Johnny Gaudreau. He and his brother Matthew died in New Jersey in August when they were struck by a vehicle while riding bikes. The Flames hosted Gaudreau's parents, sisters, his wife, and children at the Saddle Dome last night. Calgary defenseman Rasmus Anderson was a friend of Gaudreau's and says the game was bittersweet.
It was a great night, but at the same time it sucked, right? But it was great to see them all here and to see how loved he was and still is in the city.
Gaudreau was an often electric player for the Flames during his 8 seasons in Calgary. He signed with Columbus in 2022. Canada's Lotto Max jackpot will be split between 2 winning tickets. Lottery officials report 2 tickets match the 7 numbers drawn last night and will share the $80 million grand prize. One was purchased in Alberta, the other in Quebec. And Swiftie mother-daughter duo Alicia and Ellie Serrano are traveling to Vancouver this weekend in the hopes of getting last-minute tickets for the final weekend of Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. The pair from Seattle, Washington, launched a TikTok project this summer to collect friendship bracelets from all 149 Eras Tour shows. Alicia Serrano says they've collected hundreds of bracelets and have almost met their goal.
I don't think Taylor truly understands, how incredible it is for us parents to go through and her re-releasing her music again is like reliving that again, you know?
An estimated 160,000 ticket holders will watch the sold-out Vancouver shows. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, NBA action in Toronto saw Scotty Barnes score a career-high 35 points as the Raptors held off the Indiana Pacers 122-111 for Toronto's 3rd win in 4 games. Mississauga, Ontario's RJ Barrett had 29 points, and he said the Raps are playing better in the 4th quarter.
We've also been doing a good job from the start and giving ourselves a lead so that even when teams make a run, we're still okay.
In NHL action, Captain Nick Suzuki scored in overtime to lift the Montreal Canadiens to a 2-1 victory over the visiting New York Islanders. Kirill Kaprizov scored at 4:36 of overtime to lift Minnesota to a 3-2 win over Vancouver. The Vegas Golden Knights edged the visiting Edmonton Oilers 1-0. The Winnipeg Jets lost their 4th straight, 4-1 to St. Louis, and the Calgary Flames beat the Columbus Blue Jackets 3-0. And in the Professional Women's Hockey League, the Ottawa Charge rallied to post a 3-2 victory over the visiting Toronto Scepters. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebo.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.